The addition of Matthew Rogers and Brett Evans to the sideline list has the Tigers on shaky ground.
Down and out of the top 8, the Tigers have more than just a headache leading up to the last 2 rounds of the year. A new rash of injuries, highlighted by a fractured arm to Matt Rogers and a new cheekbone break for Brett Evans, has the Tigers in trouble. With an already substantial list of longer-term injuries, the Tigers need to find a side to beat both Brisbane and Melbourne. Although Plapp and Gasper's return will help, the Tigers have plenty of holes to plug. Rogers' x-rays today revealed a fracture and he could be out for the rest of the season after an operation tomorrow.
Probably the best case is that I may only miss one and maybe play around 22. That'd be the best. And worst case, I guess, that I won't play again. So hopefully the best case scenario will be the way it goes.
Evans will also be operated on tomorrow, having a plate wrapped around his cheekbone, while a broken nose for Matthew Knights, corked thighs for Wayne Campbell and a hip complaint for Jason Tawney will cause a week of consternation.
After the game up there, we sort of pretty much got that out of the way, and, you know, we're looking to this week now against Brisbane.
But they're all smiles.
Richardson, Campbell, Gasper, Holland, Powell, Tawney, Miranda, Evans and Rogers. Anthony Mithen is watching training tonight at Punt Rudd Oval. Anthony, suddenly this is a real danger game for the Tigers, isn't it?
Well, there's no doubt about that. They had that rash of injuries on the weekend. It doesn't look quite as bad now. Only Brett Evans and Matthew Rogers will definitely miss. Wayne Campbell left the track earlier tonight. He trained for about half the session, but Jeff Geeshan feels that he probably still has a chance to play. He, of course, got a couple of corkies on his thighs and was a bit sore and sorry for himself. There's Jason Tawney. He only did a bit of light stuff as well, and Jeff Geeshan felt that he would get over the line for Saturday's game. Mark Miranda also some chance. Only did some light stuff, not ruled out yet, but ruled out Ben Holland, won't play. He's right for next week, though. Matthew Richardson also some chance to come in for the last round of the season. And what an important game it's going to be. They're all important this time of the year. Jeff Geeshan's told me a moment ago this one definitely a must-win. I agree, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, you know, we've been must-win games for 19 or 20 weeks now, and obviously we're down to the business end, and these next 2 are just crucial to us. And you know, there's no margin for error at all now. We just can't afford any slip-ups, and we're approaching this game as though, you know, it's a final for us, because it basically is. And we know that Brisbane have got a lot to play for as well. There's certainly a lot of pride up there amongst their ranks, and they'll be certainly throwing everything at us, but we want to be alive after the weekend, as simple as that.
Campbell and Tawney only had light nights.
Yeah, look, this is the second session we've had this week. They trained yesterday, and they had very light nights, basically worked inside. So that's the product of, you know, a Sunday game through to a Saturday game. It's just make sure the players are a little bit sore, got plenty of time to recover and come up.
Yeah, and maybe added to the injury list is Justin Charles. Got a bit of a knock on the hip last weekend, and he'll have to pass a fitness test before he's right to play in the seconds on the weekend. News up at Brisbane, Stephen.
Tigers are again outside the 8 with 2 rounds to go. Mark Breder with more.
It's a long and frustrating list of injuries at Punt Road. Richardson, Evans, Rogers, Burke, Holland and Callaway amongst those missing when the Tigers need them most.
We've paid the price in a big way, I suppose, injury-wise, but look, we'll get over that, and we've got other boys to come in and give us a hand in that area.
The good news is Miranda and Gasper look set to be cleared of injury, while Plapp returns from suspension. A win could put the Tigers back in the 8 and set up a winner-takes-all clash for the last finals berth against Melbourne next week. But the depleted Richmond is cautious of the Lions.
You know, obviously they've got a lot to play for as well, certainly a lot of pride at this time of the year, and you know, they'll be giving everything they can for Roger Merritt, no doubt about that.
And across at Whitten Oval, the Bulldogs are confident they can...
At North, though, just one change.
On Saturday, he'll make his return, knowing only too well the pain won't leave him until the end of the year.
Mark Miranda has had a season he'd rather forget. There's been plenty of pain and suffering over the past 3 months. There's more still to come, but at least he's doing what he does best.
After not being able to train for a week and then just scrubbing up for the next game, it just got beyond a joke where I couldn't pull up for the next game. So they decided to have you know, it was going to be 4 weeks at first, but then 4 weeks built into 8 weeks, and then 8 weeks built into 12 weeks, and now I'm back. So it's just good to be back.
Miranda's had a chronic groin problem this year that has not only affected his football, but his everyday life as well.
Yeah, well, it has affected my personal life in a way where, you know, if I, you know, sitting at the movies or sitting at home on the couch or whatever, and I sit down too long, I get up and try and move, it's sore down there, and sore in places where it shouldn't be sore.
And he's fully aware that the injury has not yet fully healed. He needs 5 months of rehabilitation before he fully recovers, but with an improved condition, he's hoping he can manage the injury through the end of the Tigers season, whenever that may be. Injections now likely to again help him through.
I remember reading a story on Gary Hocking, what he has to go through with his knee. And, you know, I guess as a footballer, that's one of the things you do have to go through is some things that no one else would probably go through, like jabbing up before a game. And towards the end there, it got beyond a joke where I was having 5 injections or 4 or 5 injections before a game around the pelvis.
But whatever the next month brings, Tiger fans can rest easy about Miranda's future. Out of contract at the end of the year, he's declared he wants to stay put at Punt Road.
The general manager and football manager and the coach I get on really good with, and you know, as far as I'm concerned, I'm there again next year, unless they've got any other ideas. We'll just see what happens, yeah.
Anthony Mithen, 10 News.